right, guys, welcome back to the Couch Commentators podcast. Your host here, Lucas, today. Now, I apologise for not being there last week, but, beggars can't be choosers. Big dog's got to eat, and everyone deserves a holiday every now and then. So, how are we, Brandon, James? How are you, fellas?
I'm feeling good.
Great. Yeah, fantastic. I
Good
mean,
job.
it was just the two of us last week. Now it's just the three of us. I don't know what's going on here, but
Yeah, can we get a hello from Dan?
Dan, where are you?
Dan?
Ah.
MIA. Dan is MIA.
Yeah,
He's
missing in action.
feeling a bit under the weather today, guys. Got home from work and said he wasn't feeling up for it, which is understandable. That's okay.
But we still haven't got four of us on the podcast about James playing.
Yeah. I heard if we ever do that, it's like Exodia, and every other podcast has to stop because we win.
That's right. It's just that simple. All right, guys. So, look, I think the best place to start off is just a bit of accountability. So, Lucas's top tip absolutely bolts in on the weekend on Saturday, which was due by honour in the Group 1 Randvet Stakes. Now, if you guys haven't seen it, go on YouTube, look it up, 2023 Group 1 Randvet Stakes, and you'll see an absolute demolition job by a horse called Due by Honour. So that was my top bet winning. Now, I've got a feeling Leachy's got something to say as well here. Brandon, what do you got for us?
Oh, look, mate, congrats on breaking your duck head because, you're, what, 1-3?
You're breaking up there, mate. I can't hear.
Congrats on breaking your duck egg, mate.
No, I can't hear you still, mate.
Still
I've gone 3 in a row.
Okay. 3 in a row. You got me, but no. 1-3. I'm technically, by technicality, 0-4, but I should have got my tip last week. My lock of the week, Dom Young was literally, what was he doing? Like, I got everything else, and I would have got double your odds. Your odds of $4, $9.50, mate. $9.50 I could have got.
Well, hey, the Due by Honour, mate, he went out to $5.50. So if you waited, punters, until the Saturday, you'd have been laughing. But, Dom Young couldn't catch a bloody cold on a weekend, could he? It was shocking.
It was pretty average.
Right, just one World Cup, and everyone thought he was going to be the best winger in the world.
Yeah, I suppose you're not wrong, dude. So, yeah. All right. So, look, I guess we'll dive into it. Now, we'll start where we started just before in the accountability section with the horse racing. So, there's a lot of Group 1, so we'll fly through them because there were so many. You don't want to talk about it forever. But the first Group 1 on the program was the Rose Hill Guineas. Now, that was won by Chris Waller horse Lindemann, who went head-and-head with Pericles down the Rose Hill Straight. Now, Pericles, the Godolphin horse, looked to take the lead with about 200 metres to go, but Lindemann fought on and, just retained that winning position and crossed over for his first Group 1, which is a massive achievement for Chris Waller. Do you boys get to see that one?
We were a bit later getting to the pub. I mean, get into the stats room where I watch every race.
Yeah.
Yep.
But,
congrats to Lindemann, though.
Yeah, that's right.
Congrats to Chris Waller. Good work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really.
Now, just a quick one, guys. I've seen this posted over Twitter a bit. In regards to the Rose Hill Guineas and Lindemann in particular, so there's word that Chris Waller is looking to drop him back from the 2,000 metre distance of the Guineas to 1,600 in the Doncaster Mile Handicap. Day 1 of the championships next Saturday, where he will only carry 49 kilos.
Ooh.
So that could be a nice futures bet, even
Lightweight.
an each way price.
Minimal meters.
That's it. Lightweight, get him a front-running horse like himself to the 1,600. He'll be very hard to run down. So that's just a possible futures play there,
Not
guys.
bad. Might put that in the old black book. Just put it away. Just,
Yeah, that's right. Now,
I'm sure I'll
the
get
next
1,000 texts from you to remind me.
Oh, you will, don't stress, mate. The group chat will be popping off. Now, we'll move on to the Group 1 Randvet Stakes, where William Haggis trained Due by Honour absolutely demolished the field by 4.5 lengths to Felia in second place. Now, this was, in my opinion, the most impressive win of the day. This horse was said to be close to being scratched because of how firm the track was, but he comes out and, he did what he did there. That was an absolutely impressive win. And, in a 3 weeks' time, 2.5 weeks' time now, when Animo and him line up in the Queen Elizabeth, I know exactly whose team I'll be on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, you were on him to begin with, so, like, one of the times
Look,
you actually get something right.
Yeah, look, yeah. Look, I was definitely on him, but I did not expect him to do what he did to that field. You know, that's a field that Animo races against, consistently. And I think the last 3 times Animo has raced Mo'unga, he's barely beaten him a length and a half each time, whereas
Scientifically a
Dubai
beast
put 6 on him. Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, I think a length and a half is the furthest he'd won by against Mo'unga, but Dubai put 6 on him. Back to third place, Did you guys get to watch that one, or were you still MIA?
No. We did get there for that, and we were cheering at home, and we were happy with that.
So, what was the reaction like? I mean, I'm not too sure where you were watching, if there was a lot of people there, and how interested they were. But was it a bit of a shock, or?
We're at the pub, and the stats room, and
that's right.
Me and Dan were going off because we're like, no way, Lucas has finally got us a victory, and the fact that you brought it up is that whenever I forget the trainer's name brings
William
Agus brings a horse over, it usually wins, doesn't it?
It does, mate. Yeah,
and then it did. I'm like, there's no way this guy has actually fought this up, and it's come true.
Yeah, well, just after that run on the weekend, William Haggis has had 11 runners in Sydney over the past few years, and he has 7 winners in those 11 runs. So,
good.
more often than not, he's aiming them up, and they are knocking it over for him.
That's some good odds. Some good stats.
Absolutely. Now, next up, we had the George Ryder Stakes, where the great Animo won his 9th Group 1. Had to do it tough. He was on the widest barrier 11, and had to take a sit 3 wide the entire journey. Now, in classic Animo fashion, didn't put pay to them. He just did what he had to do. He got the job done. Winning by a bit over a neck to Fangirl, who once again was very unlucky, storming home. But you guys get to catch the George Ryder?
Yep.
Yeah.
What did you think about Animo? Were you impressed, or?
Do you want to go first, bro?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna let you go first, but okay.
I'm just gonna do that thing with my audio again.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I ended up going on is it Artorias?
Artorias, yes. I backed Artorias as well, yep.
I did it because I didn't want to go such short odds. Disappointing. But it edged out the victory. And as you said, Dubai Honor looking good against it if it's gonna perform like that.
That's right, yeah. And according to the ratings gurus, so there's a particular guy. Shout out to Dan O'Sullivan on Twitter. He's a form expert and does all his ratings. Now, he's rated Animo's run. Animo's peak run was how he sets it out is 105 weight for age rating. That's his best ever run, which was in the Cox Plate last year. This run by Dubai Honor on the weekend was run at 108 weight for age rating, which basically means there is about 1 3/4 lengths difference between Dubai Honor's run on the weekend and Animo's best ever run. So, if me being a punter and looking into Queen Elizabeth Stakes futures bets in 2.5 weeks' time, I will be unloading on Dubai Honor. And William Haggis came out today and said, if there is any hint of rain on that track in 2.5 weeks, watch out, because Dubai Honor is an even better horse on a wet track.
Ooh. Bit of a wet track specialist.
Bit of a wet track
specialist. How you going, James? You can hear us?
I can hear you. So I accidentally screwed something up on my camera. I'm going great.
Okay, sweet. I can just put your face with the headgear on top of you.
Do you want to pause for a sec? We'll quickly fix it.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Sweet.
Pause. Good to go.
All right, lovely. So, look, the 4th Group 1 of the day was probably the biggest and most important, which was the Golden Slipper, which was won by Chris Waller's colt Shinzo, who had a great run up the fence from international star jockey Ryan Moore, which capped off a double Group 1 performance for him on Saturday. Now, Shinzo, who many believe to have been seen to be a better 3-year-old in the next season, didn't think he would be as good as he is as a 2-year-old. Like I said, just came out and won the Golden Slipper, so that's absolutely fantastic for Chris Waller, one of the good guys of the sport, who has won his first golden slipper.
Tell you what, I was very surprised as someone that never looked at it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There you
Very
go.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the Gambit. I'm assuming you were on the Gambit
Yeah,
too,
I was
Lucas.
I was certainly on the King's Gambit, and the money was coming for him late until he got into the parade ring, and it looked like he was shot with a goddamn hose. That's how sweaty he was. that poor bloody Colt. But I still think King's Gambit is going to be an absolute monster of a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
You know, he had a tough run on Saturday as well. He was 3 wide the trip with no cover. You know, if he had a better run, a bit closer, then you know, he watch out there. But you know, next season's always good to look forward to.
Give it a bit more time, and you know, never know.
Yeah.
It could be.
Well,
future-
autumn's great.
future
Autumn's great,
highlight.
but spring gets me up.
Spring gets him up. There you go. Now, last Group 1 on the program, guys, was the Galaxy Sprint at Rose Hill there. Now, that was won by Maria Mia and Tyler Schiller winning his first Group 1 there. So, massive congratulations to Tyler Schiller aboard the Joe Pride-trained Maria Mia. One thing I just want to mention, I know it was a handicap race, so, you know, a lot of horses were carrying minimum or close to minimum weight, but Eduardo was right at the top there with 59 kilos. I think he had the most weight by about 4 or 5 kilos. But, you know, it is sad to see the once, you know, war horse. Well, he's still a war horse, sorry. But, you know, he was there battling it with Nature Strip for the past 3 seasons. You know, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. But, you know, his last few runs have been quite disappointing. So if this is the end we see of Eduardo after, you know, next weekend's TJ Smith, it's a fantastic career for old Eddie.
Yeah, it's sadly, like you also brought up Nature Strip. Like, to be honest, its runs haven't been too great either. It could be the end of a bit of an era.
Yeah, you don't need to upset me like that, James, but you're spot on, mate. And you know what? We'll be there in attendance next Saturday, the Couch Commentators, to see the Championships Day 1. So we'll be
We might have a bit of live correspondence for the not next week's body.
We will, guys. I guarantee you. I'll go out of my way to find Chris Waller, you know, whoever it be, Bjorn Baker. Saw him last year, mate. He'll have a chat with me.
Yeah,
he remembers me.
Yeah, we're besties.
Yeah. Mate,
That's right.
We'll be constantly posting on the Instagram all day, 100%.
Guys, be prepared. Get active on the Instagram. So, look, we'll move over to the top tips now. Now, obviously, I might have to say it again, guys. My top tip landed last week at odds of $5.50. I just had to remind you. But my top tip this week is in the Tulloch Stakes. That will be the horse that goes by the name of Awesome John. Now, at the moment, you can get each way odds at $6 a win, $2 a place. I think it's a pretty ridiculous price considering his last few starts, which have been quite nice. So I will absolutely be tipping Awesome John each way in the Tulloch Stakes in Sydney.
Awesome John.
I wish I knew a better John in my life. I'd feel more confident on this.
Doesn't get much better than Awesome John, dude.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. I mean, look, if we got to believe Lucas will go back to back, surely.
He's got my full faith.
Right. Hey guys, if it lands a place, it's a win. You know, back
Very
each way.
true.
Yeah.
I should start putting my bets like that. That way I can lose and still win.
So yeah, if you back the Tigers to win, but then also back the team they're versing to win, you can't go wrong.
Genius.
My tip of the week is to back the winners over the weekend. Just stop backing losers. And
You know what? I think you're onto something.
Yeah. All right. So look, boys, I reckon we dive straight into the UFC then. So the UFC event yesterday, 286, was held in England. So there was an earlier start time yesterday than most are used to. So usually it starts at about midday, but yesterday the main card started at 8 a.m. So you had to be up and ready
I was
the main card.
at work while it was. And I'm like, usually I plan to be finished work for the main card, but I was at work. I was like, what the?
Bloody hell! So tell me, you were working the whole time and not participating in any illegal streams. Dana White, are you listening, please?
Allegedly, I may or may not have been using the work device to watch a stream.
Look, that's okay. My question for you. My question to you is: did you see Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev?
I did. That was one of the best fights in a while. Just the shots they were trading. My God.
I cannot believe just how small, compact, and muscular Fazeev is. He's a ball of energy, a ball of muscle, and the kicks that bloke throws absolutely shock me.
Yeah, 100%. They won the fight of the night bonus as well.
As they should have.
Yeah.
But, you know, I did see a bit of controversy online on the r/MMA Reddit page. Shout out to everyone there. I'm currently banned from that page. But so
Why does
Justin
that not surprise
Gaethje,
me?
it certainly does. And
You're
apparently
banned from almost every page.
I am. The West Tigers. And so Justin Gaethje, in his last few fights, where he's looked to have been losing or you know, getting the worst side of it, he'll throw an eye poke in. Now, I don't know if this is an absolute
Cyril
coincidence.
Gane.
The old John Jones. Yeah, that's
The
right.
good fighters
I don't
that
know
use
if it's
this
just a
tactic,
coincidence or not, but I've seen, you know, heaps of posts on RMMA saying when Gaethje starts getting it put on him, he will poke the eye, he will do something illegal just to slow down the opposition, you know, take a minute or two to himself.
Cam Smith tactic.
And yeah, well, that's right. And I tell you what, it bloody works. It works because you know after the eye poke, before the eye poke, you could arguably say he was losing, but then afterwards he gets the eye poke and he starts putting it on Fazeev. You know, he opens that cut underneath his right eye, and then he really starts putting it on him in the end of the second and the entire third round almost. Did you happen to watch it, James?
No, I was just aiming to Dan my way through this and pretend like I did.
Nice.
Nah, we moved into a new house and my lawns were horrible, so my whole Sunday was spent doing that. And then I did happen to catch something that I'll let you know about later on in the.
AIDS?
Oh yeah, that as well. But I'll let you know when that comes up.
Lovely.
I mean, yeah, I did watch it. It was fucking. I swear, some of the hits they were throwing at each other, it just reminded me of like heavyweights. I was going, wow.
Justin Gaethje, I swear I always think, oh, Gaethje's going to lose to this bloke. You know, his 4 losses in his entire career, all been in the UFC. He's lost to Eddie Alvarez. He's lost to Dustin Poirier, Khabib, and Charles Oliveira.
It's just a couple of decent fighters or so, you know, maybe top 5 guys.
4 of the best lightweights ever.
I've seen a stat, and I don't know whether it's true, do your own research, but he's never not got a match bonus. Like, he's always...
No, that's true.
Yeah, 100% of the time. That's wild.
He has earned, in just in UFC bonuses, $550,000 in UFC bonuses.
That is crazy.
But that's because he always comes to fight. He never goes for a takedown, which Dana White obviously loves. The bloke's he's a savage. Justin Gaethje is an absolute savage.
He could use the money maybe for some like tattoo removal.
Nah, mate, the bad boy tattoo stays, mate. God, it's a shocking shocking tattoo. Now, how about the main event? So, Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman. Now, I am certainly not the biggest Kamaru Usman fan because people, you know, Joe Rogan being one of them, and there are others out there as well that say Kamaru's the best welterweight of all time. They obviously forget GSP ever existed. You know, put some respect on his name. But Leon Edwards had a fantastic performance against Kamaru, and you know, really kept him out of the range there. His leg kicks, he was just chopping him down in the early rounds with the leg kicks and just managed to stay off the ground. Brandon, what do you think, mate? And what do you think happens for Leon next? What's his next fight?
Well, I think they've already called up Covington to verse him, which I still think he has to have another fight before getting a championship match, which is wild. I would love to see Hamzat make weight and then win the welterweight championship, to be fair. As per the fight, though, I mean, it was, as you said, the leg kicks were definitely damaging, but it just didn't seem like Usman... I don't know, he didn't have the same, like, fearlessness, you know, or, like, he just hesitated when he was going in for those big strikes, kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel like he was... I wouldn't say scared, because that's not the right word. You don't get into a fucking octagon if you're scared, you know? Yeah. I feel like he was cautious.
Yeah, 100%.
And almost had in the back of his mind, you know, if he keeps throwing these leg kicks, one day I'm going to bite on the low kick and he's going to kick me high. So I feel like he had to keep taking that.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. Because I thought I feel like he's afraid now of getting that big KO. Because that was scary shit. The way his eyes rolled back in the first fight, well, the second.
Yeah, definitely wasn't good. James, did you catch any of the highlights, mate? Or?
I caught a bit of the highlights of it. You also know what they say about when people win titles and stuff. They just become better immediately because all of a sudden they're walking around with that confidence, whether it was earned or not earned. Like even Aljamain Sterling just started walking around with that confidence. You can see it in him, but it just lifts you, and you're more confident.
Like Conor McGregor.
But your defense gets better. You're willing to throw that strike that you might have been a bit more hesitant in the first fight. So it's like good on him. As far as I've heard and from the highlights I've seen, he has outclassed him throughout most of the fight. So
yeah, you're not wrong, and I think the biggest shock is I'm not too sure how long ago that second fight was between them. Maybe 6 months ago, but
around then.
About that, yeah. To see Edwards in that second fight, other than the first round where he arguably won that first round, he was getting mauled that entire second fight. He was getting outstruck. He was getting out wrestled. Everything Kamari wanted to do,
lost probably 5 rounds. How long? He went the 5 rounds?
Went 5 rounds with a last-minute KO. But as you said, James, that confidence that the knockout victory gave him, he looked like he'd leveled up. It's like you're level 5 in this game, but as soon as he got that championship right and that big move, he just got all his abilities just to another level.
Usman used to be the bloke who was pretty much undefeated kind of. Well, he wasn't undefeated, but he was on that big of a winning streak. It was,
Well, that's it. What was he? 1 away from Silvers?
Yeah.
He was no. I think he was 1 away or 2 away from GSP's title defenses, but consecutive wins. He was right there with Anderson.
It was 1 away. I saw that stat the other day. It was him and someone else that were 1 away, which also goes to show just how freakish Silver used to be.
That's right. Now, and as Dana White has said, he's already throwing out Colby's next for Leon, but thankfully Leon. To the MMA diehards, Leon's calling out Dana White's shit, saying, this bloke's not fought for 2 years, 18 months. He's not fought someone who's won a fight since he fought Kamaru 2.5, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
He's saying, Dana, how is this bloke getting this shot?
Yeah.
I'm the champion. I've defended it now. I should be able to have a say in who to fight.
But he also said he wants to fight Masvidal, who hasn't done shit.
Look, I suppose the last fight Masvidal won.
There is 2 sides to the story.
The last fight Masvidal won was him beating up Colby out in public somewhere, and that's why.
I was about to say, and the last fight Colby won was him beating Masvidal in the ring.
Yeah, that's right. So, if you were a betting man, James, who will Leon fight next?
I don't like it, but Dana gets his way most of the time.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get his way, they walk.
Well, that's right. Yeah. Look at Ngannou.
Yeah.
He walked. Brandon, what do you think, mate? Who do you think he fights?
Well, I think most deserving, Gilbert Burns is fucking pretty good, Although he did lose to Hamzat, but Hamzat's not making that weight again, so it's like...
He's not, as sad as it is. I'd love him to, but it's not.
That's the thing, he probably has to now win another 2 fights or something before he gets a look because of that, which sucks.
Now, I just want to throw out there, this is my dream fight at welterweight, and as you said, it probably won't happen because he might not make weight. I would love Khamzat to, potentially fight for a title for Leon Edwards.
Yep.
I'd like that. I'd like Leon Edwards versus Khamzat, even though it's beautiful. Unrealistic.
Yep.
I would like Colby Covington to fight Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Oh, that's what I was hoping you were going to say.
Yes, and I would love Shavkat versus Khamzat for the welterweight title, but because, Khamzat's a big name, but Shavkat's not.
Yeah.
Dana would never book that. Two blokes with names that, the average bloke couldn't say.
But also, like, he's not a big name, but that's Dana's job. He's a
It is.
promoter.
That's right. But the other thing is, though, in the way that he's a promoter, is you've got two undefeated monsters.
Yeah.
Don't put them up against each other too soon. Make it for a
Yeah.
title. That's obviously what he's
Yeah.
thinking, I would say.
Yeah,
But,
sorry, boxing mindset. God damn it.
yeah, that's right. The
But
old,
if those
tank
two are fighting
Gervonta
each
Davis.
other, if those two are fighting each other, I'd actually buy it. I'd buy the actual fights. You know?
Oh, absolutely, mate. We'd have a big booth somewhere at one of the boys' house. It'd be fantastic.
No
and then
illegal
not,
streaming.
and then definitely buy the maybe.
That's right. Hey, just quickly as well to any UFC fans out there, for the month of March, if you type in if you buy UFC Fight Pass, the yearly subscription at $107 or whatever it is,
ridiculous.
which is ridiculous. In the month of March, if you sign up and use the promo code March, 50% off for the year. You pay $52.50 or something. So that's a
Heard
bloody
it live
bargain.
here. Heard it live
Thank
here.
you, Dana. Thank you, Dana.
Guys, so UFC adjacent and not really related at all.
Okay, yep.
Did you see KO's doing WWE? I might get back into WWE now.
It's I know, right? Dude, I turned it on today. You're going to laugh at this. This actually happened. I turned it on today at work, and I've gone, oh, fuck, WWE's on here. How good's this? I turned it on. Jake Paul was in the ring with no shirt on. I just turned it off. And I said, that'll do me.
Maybe I won't get back into it.
Bring back Batista. Bring back Batista.
Your favorite animal, my favorite animal.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right. What do you reckon, boys? Let's go on to... I reckon we go on to guess the athlete between the two Leachies. How does that sound, eh?
Oh, that sounds good, mate. That sounds good.
I'm not feeling confident.
I'll get the timer up, James. Because
Who's asking? Who's asking?
I'm asking. I got the timer, everything like that. James. Last time me and him did it, he was very confident, and now he's not so confident. So
Well, I realised it was a bit hard and got it, and then. But actually, no. My audio didn't record. I got it in 0.1 seconds.
Yeah, and there was.
Okay. All right. We ready to go, James?
Yeah.
All right. Your minute starts now.
Male.
Yes.
NRL.
No.
Golf.
No.
Tennis.
No.
Motorsport.
Nope.
Rugby.
Nope.
Ooh, soccer.
Nope.
Basketball.
Nope.
Baseball.
Nope.
Athletics.
Nope.
Okay, ping pong. What?
Combat sport. Combat sport.
Sorry, AFL.
Nope.
Oh, jeez.
Combat sport.
Yeah, combat sport.
Yes.
UFC.
Yes.
Alexander
14
Volkanovski.
seconds. Nope.
Anderson Silva.
Nope.
Rob
Ask a weight
Whittaker.
division.
Nope.
Weight division. No, I can't. Welterweight.
Oh, shit.
I'll have to confer with Lucas. Your timer is up.
GSP.
No, it's not GSP. Chell P. Sutton was.
Chell P. Middleweight.
Middleweight, yeah.
Middleweight / light heavyweight.
At one stage, I was like, "There's no way, mate."
He's also
jeez.
undefeated,
undefeated, and has the biggest guns in America.
West
Can this camera get this arm in this shot? Then we can.
Look, I thought of one out of the box for you, James. So
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. I even though we just talked about UFC, combat sports wasn't coming to my head.
I didn't think it was, especially when you went to fucking ping pong before it. Oh no.
Well, no, ping pong came to my head because I just said aerial ping pong. And
Well, how good's that?
Good.
Nearly.
First loser? Is that the first loser?
It is.
Yeah, it is. You are now crowned the first loser, James.
Just like my boys over on my shoulder here, Parramatta. We're big fucking losers.
Yeah, losers. Imagine wearing the jersey. Shit team. Okay, let's move on. All right, boys. So the first game of the NRL on the weekend, last week, was the Manly Sea Eagles versus the Parramatta Eels. Now,
Good
I
segue
had
that I
the,
let you into, eh?
it was, mate. It was fantastic. It was fantastic. Now, I had the opportunity, thankfully, to watch it in a beautiful sunny Foster. Well, it wasn't sunny; it was a nighttime game, so it was, Thursday night. But it was bloody fantastic. And that game, I think it really, really highlighted how good both teams are going to be, but also, their defense at times will let them down against your your Penrith Panthers and your Sydney Roosters, or Cronulla Sharks.
Thankfully, Parramatta doesn't have to play Penrith for ages.
Yeah, right. Thank God for the So, James, being a Parramatta fan, mate, I'll let you voice your opinion first on the game. I want to know who your player of the match was, and then also your thoughts on the game as a whole.
There's a couple of players of note. Player of the match was probably Tommy Turbo. Then closely followed by Guffo, Schuster, and Moses.
Okay, yep.
All of them played outstanding, and it's easy to play outstanding when you're an attacking player and there's fucking 60 points scored in a game. Someone's going to get a try assist. But key points. I thought Schuster looked really good for his first game in 5'8". Well, might not be his first game, but first game this year at least.
Yeah, he slimmed down as well too.
Yeah, he plays so straight. He doesn't look when he passes it out at the back. I want to see halfway through the season. I want to see him start running the ball more. Because if he's running the ball and then he's also throwing those no-look passes out the back, how do you defend? You can't slide because he's still too big. He'll just go straight over the top. But I thought Moses on that comeback that we had, jeez, he looked good. When he went out the left side and threw that cutout pass. He plays all of his football down the right, but geez, that setup for Sevo was good.
Yeah, look, he was on fire as well, as you said. Brandon, mate, any thoughts on this game and your man of the match?
Oh, mate, same with James. It's hard to go past Tommy Turbo. I think if he stays fit, honestly, bold claim, Dally M Player of the Year there. He was good.
Look.
It's just,
no, you go, mate.
How many did he score? Like 2 tries and just
two tries, and he wasn't at his best. Easy.
Yeah,
he's
still not running 100% as well. Like he's
just sort of running around. The only time I think he hit top speed was in that 10-meter when he took the hit up, but to score the try.
Yeah.
That was he hit his top speed in a 10-meter run though, so he was not stretching out, but he gunned it for it.
I think that run there sort of shows why he's so special as well. Because when you saw the aerial view of that, he was, towards the middle of the field.
He was about 20 meters away. It was a 10-meter run, but he started from 20 meters away.
Well, that's right. Like what I saw, this is what I remember. He was in the middle of the field. He sees that initial run and tackle.
He follows
then, looks up and bolts over. He bolts over, picks that ball up, and sees there's no one in defence and goes, "Oh, you beauty, here I go." And he just goes over. And, you can be any defender you want.
I can't remember who he ran over. It was the second rower. It's not like he's...
Yeah.
It was one-on-one and a hard tackle on the inside shoulder, but it was still a second
left
rower.
side or right side?
That's right. And, I don't know
it was right side, so that is...
right?
Cardi Party, which...
The Cardi Party.
Cardi Party.
On a good day, I think I run through him.
So I can't think of anyone other than maybe Latrell.
But Latrell doesn't see that and get there.
No, he doesn't. But what I'm going to say is I don't see anyone other than Latrell.
Yeah.
That could go one-on-one with the second rower and still bowl them.
Yeah.
And go through. If that's a Charlie Staines or if that's a Dylan Edwards maybe, but most of the fullbacks aren't big enough to bowl them over like that. But it was just a great run from Turbo.
There was a bit of a funny try that Gufferson scored through a centre. Did you see that one?
Enlighten me. I cannot think right now.
So Stubby Cooler, he's hanging on to him, and then he just throws him off. And then he just goes through untouched after that from about 20 metres out.
That was in the first half and they're about 12-0 down, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God, that was that was something.
I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, go on, Brennan.
The thing I wanted to bring up was just, Para losing by goals again.
Oh,
3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, which
What
is
I would
shocking
do,
as well.
what I
'cause-
would do if we were a Garrick or someone that just slots him from the sideline comfortably.
Moses is usually good. Must have done
He's
something in
usually
his off-season.
he's usually good, especially from the left side. He gets a lot of practice there when Sivo scores that much. But geez, just
A lot of teams had
3 weeks in
Dan
a- 3
Carter
weeks in a
come
row,
around.
Yeah.
A lot of teams had Dan Carter come around and teach Hines and Cleary a couple of things to do. Maybe you guys need him to come down.
or maybe he came over and fucked him up. He's like
Potentially.
Cleary said, "Wait, are you going to Moses next week?" Oh, fucking hell! Here's a bit of money. Fuck him up.
Now, next game, boys, the Knights and the Dolphins. The Dolphins, mate, fins up. They're
Fins
on
up.
a bloody roll.
Fins up.
Now, yeah, fins up. Now, it wasn't as straightforward as, their first 2 games sort of seemed to be, but it was more of an arm wrestle throughout the first, 60, 65 minutes. In the last 15 minutes, they really pulled away. I think Hamaso Tabuai-Fido has looked absolutely fantastic in his 3 starts at fullback for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
What's his name? The halfback for the Dolphins. I've
Sean O'Sullivan.
O'Sullivan.
yeah.
Sorry, O'Sullivan.
SOS.
Yeah, I was thinking Sean O'Malley, UFC fighter.
Sugar show.
Sugar show, yeah. But no, look, Sean
Could they be
O'Sullivan
any
had-
more different? Like one's like
I know that's
one's bring you hope your daughter brings her home, and then
yeah.
other's
The other
Sean
one you
O'Sullivan.
don't.
The one's
But
Sean
yeah,
O'Sullivan.
O'Sullivan looked very, very good in halfback, still controlling games. Now Kafusi's in a bit of strife, but as we speak live right now on a Tuesday night at about 6:30 p.m, Kafusi is in his judicial hearing. So by the time this is uploaded, you'll all find out.
So we go to Dan, who's live at the scene. Dan,
I've been waiting
Dan.
for this moment to bring Dan out.
you see him
Yeah,
like
but,
Danny Wildlow, like getting in shot, pushing it.
But
guys,
me and Dan
3 games. Yeah,
me
go
and
on.
Dan talked about it last week. Kafusi has been snapping counts for now 3 weeks in a row, and finally it's caught up to him. How long was it going to take before he just didn't hit the right spot?
Yeah. Well, that's right, and here it is. But guys, that's 3 games in a row now the Dolphins have won. Did you guys ever foresee 3 wins for these guys?
I
in
saw
3 games?
at least 1 out of 3, maybe 2 out of 3. Because they weren't necessarily the hardest teams, but fuck, they're not easy teams either that they've beat.
I was one of
right.
the
Roosters, I
haters.
never gave him a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Raiders, I gave him maybe a 30% chance. I thought Raiders were going to be better than this.
Yep.
And then
This one was
this is the game that I thought they could have won, because I think
Yeah, fair
Newcastle are pretty poor, especially if Ponga was to get injured, which unfortunately he has.
Classic Ponga, right? Who was your... Did you guys catch the game, sorry, the both of you?
Yep.
I watched
Yep.
most of it, yeah.
Man of the match for you blokes?
I would go Sullivan, as you were talking about. I thought he looked really good. He even he looked like a veteran half out there the way he was playing. Honestly,
It's crazy, isn't it, how well he
Yeah.
slotted in?
That's
100%.
so I would go the same. I brought it up to Brandon. Obviously they would have liked a marquee man, but someone like Sean O'Sullivan is, other than a marquee, is the perfect option. He's been around. He's been to clubs. He's done a huge apprenticeship. He's then just went to the Penrith Panthers, learnt even more, played really well. So they've got this experienced half for dirt cheap.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it? My man in the match would have been him or even Tom Gilbert, mate. I think Tom Gilbert has been massive for them in the first few weeks. He had a great game
I think that
on
was his
Friday.
best out of the 3 games. I think he's been good in all of them, but I thought he really stepped up. Especially
He's my super coach leader at the moment.
How you going in the old Supercoach?
Mate, I cracked top 2% last week, 1150. This week, I'd rather not. Last week, as I mean, the weekend of the 11th, 12th. The one that just went a couple of days ago. Let's not speak. I don't even know if I cracked 800. Probably in the bottom 98%.
I think I'm sitting top 30,000 or something.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, top 2,000 in NRL fantasy, but only some people say it's harder. But okay.
So the Roosters versus the Rabbitohs, guys. Guys, the Roosters Rabbitohs. I don't even know how to explain this game. I thought in the first 10 minutes, I'm like, here we go. The Roosters are going to get rolled here. But they just, from the 25th minute onwards, they looked the top team. And geez, mate, if that wasn't the most exciting game of the weekend, I don't know what was, because
I'll tell you
the back and forth, the sin binning here, the dirty play from both teams. I thought it was a great game.
It lived up to the hype, eh?
It did, and it shows why it's the biggest, rivalry in rugby league. James, what were your thoughts on it, mate?
Does anyone know why Cheekham got sent off for 10?
Something to do with Marnie's cheek cut open.
No.
They suspected it was him.
They called him third man in. It was the third Souths player in.
Yeah.
He was about the
Yeah,
fifth player in. It was. Ben was there. It was like he gets sent off for 10. It's like, wait, Cheekham was
cheek
there?
got cut open because his hand kind of grazed it. It didn't even hit him, but it cut open. He had a cut already there because he had at the start of the game he had a headgear and a patch on his side.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But,
he's still got a fractured cheek and anything's gonna blow him up. But
my first thought was, why was Cody Walker not sent off? Or he was third man in.
Look,
No.
you should've.
No, it was Cam Murray.
Was it?
Yeah, it was Cam Murray.
But I
Cam
like
Murray
Cam
could do no wrong.
Cam Murray could do no wrong.
If you look back, Cam Murray comes in, and that's a captain taking care of his team. Let's not forget that Manu smashed a guy across the face.
Oh yeah,
and then stood over him and berated him.
It's almost send-off
Good on you,
material.
Joey. I'll tell you what, Joey's had a lot of hate towards South Sydney built up over the last few games with all the shit he's copped.
Look, maybe if he did it to Latrell, I'd be like, you know what, fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
It's some pent-up frustration.
Get one back. But I can't even remember who the poor guy was that got fucking murdered.
Tass? Was it Isaiah
Yeah,
Tass?
it was Tass.
Yeah, he took it like a fucking man. To be fair,
He did. Yeah,
He did. He absolutely did. If you swap it around, if you put Latrell and Cody Walker in there getting smashed, they're having a cry and getting up and probably doing something filthy. But because that's just how they are, though. They're passionate players that wear their heart on their sleeve and they'll do anything for a win, which is understandable. But gameplay wise, do you guys rate that as probably the game of the weekend?
100%.
Close to. There's still a shitload of drop balls and stuff, but it was exciting. It was fun.
That
exciting
one period,
was. Sorry,
there was 7 drop balls back to back to back.
I'm pretty sure
there was definitely better football played over the weekend, but it was the game of the weekend.
Yeah.
But,
I got so frustrated at the dropped balls at one point. I changed over to the AFL a few times, but
and they actually held the ball more. It was weird.
yeah, right. I turned it back and
they kept knocking it on for some reason. I was like, what the fuck?
I'll tell you what, I would really hate to now play a hot Roosters team after they have a full week off. Oh, fuck! Oh, god damn it. Para plays them day.
Guys, Titans and Storm, the early Saturday game. Did you guys happen to catch this one?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you guys were at the pub watching it at the time, I would suppose, and I'm sure you guys would know.
The hard part with the early games at the stats room.
Stats room, yep.
Is that the races are still on the big screen, and then the footy's on the exactly.
Yeah,
and the footy's on the small screen. So we're paying a bit more attention to one or the other, and you miss a bit of both.
But at the same time, you probably watch more of the first couple of games, and then once it gets a bit later, you get a little bit too many beers, if you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So the Titans and Storm, obviously, I would say it was a bit of a shock result, having the Titans,
a bit?
Well, okay. I think it was a massive shock result, considering, I don't think the Storm were expected to have back-to-back losses like they have.
To the teams they have.
To the teams they have as well. So,
Bulldogs and Titans is wild.
I know we're 3 weeks into the season. This is a question to you guys, which might be hard to answer. So if it is, tell me to shut up and move on.
Okay, yep.
But could the Storm miss the 8? Can you see 8 better teams than the Melbourne Storm in the game?
I can see a world that it can happen, but let's not forget that they were losing the Parramatta game until an absolute freak of a player decided to just change the game on its head, coming back with a broken finger.
Yeah. Look, that's fair. And
Like, do
he's
they
pretty
lose
bloody
this
special.
Titans game where, like, points are flow and Titans can't defend if you add a Munster in?
yeah. You know, to be honest with you, I didn't even think of that, and now I feel pretty stupid.
No.
After
It's a valid question because their forward pack weak.
Yeah.
And their backline is also weak. So it's like,
With
Like,
it being
but
27
Munster wins
rounds
games.
this year as well. Like 27 rounds, 3 games, or 2 losses isn't too much. You got Munster, Pappenhausen back. Should be a lot better.
yeah, like
Eventually.
if Pappenhausen comes back, I think they'll really take off a bit there. Will it be too little, too late? That's a possibility. Just like Parramatta, like not winning games early makes it so much harder at the end of the year, where it becomes do or die 3 weeks out. That you're playing.
Oh shit, yeah, dude. Yeah.
You're playing a huge semi-final series.
Yeah.
Like, look at the Roosters and Rabbitohs last year. Rabbitohs did do a bit after it, but the fact that they were having to win each week to guarantee that they would be in the finals really took it.
Yeah.
Especially the Roosters took it out of them. They were, by the time the finals came, they were already done.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Let's move on to the Warriors-Cowboys game. Now, once again, guys, I'm sorry. Usually on Saturdays, I'd be a bit more. Saturdays for me is horse racing on one screen, and the other screen will be, you know, the form guides.
Oh, yeah, form guide.
So it's a bit difficult for me, but I did catch the highlights. Now, Warriors 26, Cowboys 12. I don't know what the huge difference is from last year to this year for the Cowboys, but they clearly don't look like the team they were late last year.
Me and Dan talked about it last week, and James has said it as well. We think maybe they're a little overtrained, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe like their pre-seasons are usually really hard with Todd Payton, I've heard.
Yep.
And maybe back-to-back of these hard pre-seasons, they seem to be like they got in the lead, like even against the Warriors, they were in the lead, and then they let them come back, and then it was 26-12 for 23 minutes. They had a chance to try and score tries or whatever to try and come back, but it just seems they lacked urgency. They just weren't, like, I don't know, attacking at the end of the game to try and win the game, which is weird.
Right. That's my main theory. The other theory I've heard is so Dearden and Townsend are 2 halfbacks, but then Drinkwater does all the attacking as far as flair and trying to assist people.
Yep.
So without him, even though Chester looked really good and
Debut try.
He looks a fair talent. He also went like a millimeter short, like in the second half, was it? Yeah.
Almost debut double.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, Drinkwater's the one always sweeping out the back either side, creating the flair, looking to put someone in the hole. Where the other two were great, in straightening up the defense and then throwing it out the back.
Yeah.
So they looked a little lost.
Yep.
It does seem like it for the last couple of weeks as well. It's worrying signs.
Yeah. All right. Now, guys, the Broncos-Dragons game. Now, this one I definitely did watch. Now, that was a very ugly first half, in my opinion.
I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of Dragons games would look like that. I think they're going to be here to make it ugly.
I think Dan's not turned up to,
Oh, good point.
not have to speak about this.
Look, I think you're definitely right.
I expected him to drop out of the call when we started talking about the 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Or maybe 10 minutes ago in the podcast, because that's what the Dragons did. But
Look, the game put me to sleep. I'm not even going to lie. There's photos of it.
Really. Well, look, you know what?
We'll have to get the photos. So
We'll put it in the middle. We'll put it in the middle.
You will. Guys, I think that last 15 minutes or the last 12 minutes, or however long it was, when
It was
9
minutes, 18 all with 9 minutes left. I got it statted up here, mate. Don't worry. The stats were in. Me and James were looking at it.
That was absolutely freakish and so bloody good to watch. I know the Dragons didn't look great then, but goddamn, the Broncos looked good there.
Well, it's like only because Dan's not here. I will give the Dragons a small rap. They did look good. The 70 minutes.
Shit, yeah.
Like,
For
like
71 minutes.
Yeah, as ugly as the game looked in the first half, that was because the Dragons were up in their face, putting pressure on them, and like making them have to bring the game to them. Like,
that was an arm wrestle, dude.
You know who does look good? Reece Walsh. He could also play football, that guy.
But to be fair, the way the Dragons were playing, they forced errors out of him, and like he was trying to force points and stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, he did end up scoring 2
Oh
tries.
no! Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Right at the end, the Dragons, the old dogs, seemed to roll over. Like they just, whether they were tired or what. Payne Haas coming back on was the big factor.
What a
two offloads that led to 2 tries. Oh,
Reynolds as well. Just his kicking game is just elite.
I did love that battle. Like Reynolds versus Hunt, they both played outstanding. Hunt probably didn't have his best game, but they both played a really good controlled game, and it was a good battle to see.
Yeah, for sure. So, guys, look, we'll move over to the Sunday game. The one game that was played on the Sunday was the Raiders versus Sharks. Which, all right.
What jersey are you wearing?
Go on.
I'm wearing a West Tigers, a Balmain Tigers jersey. But the Bulldogs played the Tigers on Sunday afternoon at the beautiful Belmore Oval, a packed house, and the Bulldogs got the job done. Obviously, 26-22. I'll let one of you boys take over.
FTC.
I'll start off here because I was the live correspondent. I decided to go out and take in the heat just to watch the Tigers lose at Belmore.
I hope you're as burnt as you could get, you bastard.
Oh, mate, I am. Yeah, you'll see the recording here. My face is still red. Because we thought we had grandstand tickets and ended up on the other side of the hill, and I was like, this is great. What have I been roped into here? Thank God it was free.
And thank God the Tigers lost.
And thank God the Tigers lost. And the funniest part of it, so I watched all this game, and I'm watching the Bulldogs apparently dominate. There was a couple of intercepts and stuff. It was Tigers never looked in it, but the Bulldogs didn't look necessarily great. And then, good friend of the show, yet to be on, but he'll have to be on sometime. Matty C. He goes, fuck this. We're leaving before everyone else. About 12 or 15 minutes before full time.
Oh, no.
So we missed the full Tigers comeback. And then I checked Tango after about 8 minutes or so after leaving. And I'm like, what the fuck's happening?
Matt, you just missed the best part of the Tigers game.
Good God.
So all I did was go there, get burnt, watch the Bulldogs play decent, but still pump the Tigers, and then find out that it was like there was almost the comeback of all comebacks.
Yeah.
All right, now, Brandon.
Yeah, mate. FTC followed the club, obviously. How good was the comment section of West Tigers post, mate? That's good, Lucas. I'll just throw that one back to you.
So I will. I'll let you all know. I absolutely love my West Tigers. As shit as we are, as bad as the team is, as embarrassing as we are, I will love the Tigers.
100%.
As a piss take, after we lose, I will jump onto the West Tigers page on Facebook, and I will spam the words "fold the club" in all caps about 50 times in the comment section. Now, I started this last year, about midway through the season. I think it was a couple of weeks before we got embarrassed by the Roosters 70-6. But I started last year, and every loss since then, which I think is almost every fucking game since then, I've done this.
I can tell you 234 days since your last win.
There you go. And every loss, I spam fold the club, and Sunday was the day I was finally banned from the West Tigers.
So also, when you guys sacked Madge, you were 12-3. I think you're something like 1-14 now.
There you go.
Like without him.
jeez.
There you go.
You
Yeah,
and our mate Moe as well. He got bit.
Yep. Madge was never the problem. I will say that till the day I die. There are certain players there.
Oh yeah,
there are certain players there that have too much power, and I won't go naming names.
That should not be said, but because he probably got a high hitman.
The players need to be looked at.
Yeah, 100%. I did have a couple of things I wanted to speak about the game. Like I thought Wakeham, when he came onto the field, just looked outstanding. Like I don't know. Well, he has been named.
He's named this week.
5'8".
Yeah, 5'8".
And that's when he's looked good. Dewey went back to fullback.
Yeah, I can even say like Luke Brooks he picked up another level with Wakeham out there. Probably because Wakeham's like taking a bit off of him, I guess. Where he just doesn't seem like he can control the game today, Junior. But yeah,
I think you broke up for a second there, but
yeah.
Can't hear you.
Look, I don't think Luke Brooks can control a game, but Wakeham definitely can. I can't say it. I'm getting sued, I think.
Raiders Sharks, guys. How's that, eh?
Yeah, how was it?
A cheeky 24-20 win with COC for Talakai missing a couple of fucking easy shots. Brandon,
I'll let James go first. He really loves the Sharks.
So I missed the first half because I was still on my way back.
Yep.
And then I saw the second half and couldn't stop laughing. So, all right, Brandon.
All right. Let me get into the zone. Sharks were robbed. Firstly, look, all their tries were literally off penalties, and they were off 6-again restarts. So, was the ref involved in their win? Possibly. Our player got sent off for nothing. Do you guys agree?
Oh, mate, Big Red would never.
I don't care about your opinion. He was sent off for nothing. So he got held back, which is a professional foul, firstly, and then he gets thrown to the ground. He gets up and then does one of the little bunny fucking grab the shirt and hit his head and then gets 10 in the bin. I was like, yeah.
I do love how a video ref can step in and see that, but not see him pull back 10 seconds earlier.
I just want to say,
ridiculous.
If there was an award for grabbing at straws, Brandon would have the gold medal.
Look, mate, all I do is collect trophies. You can see it behind in my.
I know you're a champion golfer, mate. You don't need to bloody. You don't need to bloody embarrass us.
Other than that, Nicholas Hine back next week. We're going to win the cup, so it's okay.
Is he back? Because I thought he was meant to be back for round 1, but now all of a sudden it's now.
We thought we'd give the rest of the comp a bit of a head start, and now we're going to try.
That's the old Parramatta technique.
Sharks 13 plus.
Look, guys, on that, I reckon we dive into the tips for next week. What do you reckon?
Oh, I think so, but first, while we're talking about Sharks 13 plus, because I was about to, I just might as well bring up my Leachy's lock.
Leachy's lock of the week. Here we go. Get it ready.
Yeah, get your black books out, boys. Get your money ready, because we're going to be eating good tonight. Shark 13 plus. We're versing the Stinky Dragons. Dan's not here to defend them. 13 plus. Easy. You reckon that's easy, lads?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so And now guess what? We
as long as you can do the same in the last 10 minutes as the Broncos.
Yep. Okay, what we add on to that is a Nicholas Hines try scorer. Anytime. So hear me out. What do you reckon that'll pay?
$3.
Yeah, or $4.20, $4.30.
Wait, I don't want to tell you, but it's $6.50, guys. If you get it right now, you can win so much.
Let's go!
Ridiculous.
Boys, throw it in a place multi with Awesome John, and you're laughing.
Wait, Awesome John as well. Wait, we're going to be rich. Next week we'll have a studio.
That must be a house deposit between the two of them.
That's how much we'll be putting on them, right?
Oh, yes.
Good googly moogly.
Oh, good stuff.
There you go. Leachy's lock of the week. Bang. Locked in. All right. Let's go on to the tips, guys. So we'll smash through these.
100%.
Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eels Panthers. I'll head to Brandon first. Brandon, what do you got?
Penny Panthers, although I think Parrell put up a good effort. They usually perform against the good teams.
There you go. James, what are you thinking, mate? Is your heart staying with your team?
Look, I'm gonna still say Para, but on the actual betting side of things, Para's paying a lot for a desperate team. So
What are the current odds?
I think they're paying close to $3, like maybe something 280.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I'm taking the Eels as well. I think they'll get it done this week. So, yeah.
I want to change my tip.
All right. Now, the Storm versus the mighty West Tigers. James, what do you got?
Yes, I'm also going to support your. No, maybe I've changed my mind. Stop.
Brandon?
Support your locals, Melbourne Storm.
And guys, I will be tipping the Melbourne Storm as well, whilst going for the West Tigers. So, Dolphins Broncos. Now, this is a game I'm absolutely looking forward to on Friday night. Who wins the Battle of Queensland, boys?
I hate to say
Brandon.
it.
James.
Sorry, I hate to say it. I think Broncos by why not 13 plus.
Okay, fair enough. James, what are you thinking, mate? Oh, for God's sake. Brandon, what are you thinking, mate?
Well, I'll be thinking fins up. I've been holding my fin up, mate. They got to go 4 in a row, and they got to win the comp, or other than Sharks, obviously. But yeah, we got to fins.
Fins up. All right, I'm thinking the Broncos as well. I think the Dolphins will be missing a few players through injury and suspension.
Yeah, true. That
Katoa, I'm looking at you.
Yeah,
So I think they could be in a bit of strife.
No, I can't go back.
No, can't go back.
Too late. Cowboys Titans in a game I certainly will be asleep in. Who's got this one, boys? James?
Titans.
Titans. Okay, Brandon, what are you thinking, mate?
Yeah, I think Titans as well. Cowboys have been fading off, you know.
I think Toddy Payton will get right up the Cowboys this week in training. I'm going to back the Cowboys.
He didn't do it for the Warriors.
Well, this time, mate, he will. Now, this game will be fantastic as well. Saturday, 7:30, the Rabbitohs versus the Sea Eagles, boys. It is Latrell versus Turbo. What do you like, Brandon?
Ooh, gotta go Turbo, mate. As I said, if he's fit, Dally M's coming his way. I think him, Schuster, and DCE gonna have a great combo.
Beautiful. James, what are you thinking, mate?
I can't check the odds right now, but I'm pretty sure Manly are outsiders for this as well. So if you're a punter, have a look at them because I'm tipping Manly.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm tipping Manly as well, but that's called more because I'm I'm a fanboy of the Sea Eagles, mate. I love their style of footy. I love they can score a lot of points, even though they concede a lot too. So Sea Eagles for me. Warriors Bulldogs Sunday 2:00. James, what are you thinking, mate?
Everything tells me Warriors. Other than the fact that whenever everything tells me Warriors, usually they lose. So I'm really torn, but I think I'll go Warriors. Oh,
Fair
no,
enough.
Bulldogs. Wade Egan's out.
Oh, okay. Brandon, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I would say Bulldogs. Is it at Warriors home ground or
Yeah,
is
it is.
It is.
That's the big thing, and it's already predicted for a sellout. Like it's
Okay. I'm going to go Warriors. Actually, I'm going to trust in my boy Sean Johnson from his years at the Sharks. I think he's. Yeah.
I forgot to mention that he looked good. Like
Yeah.
He's
in hot form.
I'm thinking the Bulldogs as well. So move on to the Knights Raiders, guys. Brandon, Knights Raiders, who you got?
That is an absolute poo slinger.
In a game that's absolutely going to be played. Who have you
It's
got?
going to mean nothing to anyone, but I think Raiders, after beating us, they can beat Knights with their team underperforming.
Yep, James.
yeah, look, the Newcastle Knights suck. I think they might. I think they might get Brayley back, but yeah, I don't think it'll be enough. So go Raiders.
Yeah, I agree. Raiders here. I'm a milkman, so.
The milkman.
Dragons versus Sharks, guys. One of the games of the round. Brandon, I'll go with you first, mate.
The only game of the round, mate. I've got the jumpers up high. I've already said it as well. Cronulla 13 plus.
13 plus. James, what are you thinking, sir?
If it wasn't for Nico being back, I'd be very tempted on Dragons, and it might be worth a little punt. But yeah, I'll go Sharks.
Yeah, and I'm the same. I think Nico Hines back is massive for the Dragons. I'll back them too. Now, Roosters fans, guys, sit down. You guys have got to buy this week, so
Prepare
do what
for
you do.
Parramatta.
Go watch rugby for the next couple of days, and Yeah, you guys will be back versus the Eels.
Or they
next week, so that'll be bloody
they
good.
can look at former team lists and try to remember their players' names.
Oh yeah, they do that, don't they?
Yeah.
All right, beautiful boys. So I think if there's nothing else to add, guys, anything else to add?
Oh, yeah. I think it was a great podcast. If I'm going to add that, it was pretty good.
Always this, mate. Always this. When the boys
Also,
are on.
hopefully Dan recovers and he's back next week.
Yep, that bloody man flu, mate. It'll take anyone out. But as you said, fingers crossed he recovers.
Fingers crossed. All right.
Sweet as. All right, guys. That is another week done for the Couch Commentators podcast, and we will see you next week. Take care.
Follow us on all social medias.
Please.
Please.